Obviously, previous to this, you saw me upload a video about the fact that Kamaru Usman doesn't seem to want the fight with Masvidal. But I've just saw like a news headline where the UFC has actually stated that they're trying to finalize a fight between Jorge Masvidal and Usman. So it could be a fight that's probably going to happen. For some reason, it seemed like Usman had a bit of cold feet when it came to fighting Masvidal. But it seems like I think the money must have been too good to turn down. They must have offered him a good sum of money to fight Masvidal. That fight is a headline pay-per-view event on its own. Masvidal versus um, Usman. Obviously, Usman is on a bit of a run. He just beat Colby. He beat Tyrone Woodley for the welterweight title. If Jorge Masvidal, who I'm a huge fan of, is able to beat Usman, then this could be one of the best meteoric rises in UFC. Obviously, like if you look at it just from face value, obviously a lot of them losses were split decision losses, but somehow Jorge Masvidal, even with a 15 loss record, has managed to turn his luck around in UFC and managed to obviously get on a bit of a run. He beat Darren Till, he beat Nate Diaz, he beat Ben Askren, an undefeated Ben Askren. And he seems to be like on a huge tear at the moment. If he is able to beat Usman, then you have to put him on a top 10 pound for pound table, because Usman right now is on a top 10 pound for pound table in terms of the UFC, and you can say this is one of the most hellacious turnarounds in the sport of MMA. I've In the sport of UFC in general, I've never seen a fighter go from journeyman status to become the UFC title holder. Obviously, he's going to have the BMF title from beating Nate Diaz, and then on top of that, he would have won the UFC welterweight title off Kamaru Usman, which is massive. Kamaru Usman at this point in time, obviously, he's just beating Colby, who's a really good fighter. Is running on an all time high, but like with all due respect to Kamaru Usman, he doesn't have the level of popularity that Jorge Masvidal has. So if Jorge Masvidal is able to beat Usman, um, win the welterweight title, I think logically the next step for him is to have a fight against Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is obviously going to fight Cerrone, and obviously that is a relatively competitive fight. I'm going to make a video about that very soon, but I think it's one of them fights that logic if Conor McGregor was to fight Jorge Masvidal, that's a hell of a fight. That's a top pound for pound fight. That's a top fight that will sell out in minutes. Obviously, Masvidal is hugely popular, and Conor McGregor is like a is one of the most popular MMA fighters and sportsmen in general. So that would be a huge fight. And I hope the fight happens. But just to think about it though, Usman versus Masvidal is a true 50-50 fight. You got Usman, who's a bit of a wrestler, and you got Masvidal, who's more of a striker. But obviously he's had a bit of a resurgence in his career with his run that he's been on. But honestly, to God, I hope the fight happens. Usman versus Masvidal is a true pick 'em fight. I think Usman is a better wrestler, way better wrestler than Masvidal. So Masvidal has just got to keep it long range. But obviously Usman has shown in the Colby fight that he's got the ability to stand up fight as well. So both fights are amazing fights. So I just hope the fight gets finalized, and hopefully we'll get that on a pay-per-view card very soon. Next year on 2020, it should be a massive card. It should be a massive year for UFC. You got Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. You got Cerrone versus Conor McGregor. Hopefully, a fight gets finalized with Usman and Masvidal. I hope Masvidal beats him and wins the UFC title, because I'd love to see him fight Colby or fight Conor McGregor. And it's just fun seeing him on the current run that he's on. Um, if he was to beat Conor McGregor, I think Masvidal will be the biggest thing on the planet in terms of the UFC. But this is a huge run for Masvidal, and I just hope he can just carry it on by hopefully beating Usman. But I do want Usman to actually sign and fight him, because I think that would be a hell of a fight. If Usman beats Masvidal, then his star is going to keep growing. Obviously, he's beating Colby. If he was to beat Masvidal, it's likely that he's going to get a fight against Conor McGregor. And who wouldn't want a multi-million-dollar payday against Conor McGregor if you're a UFC fighter? So that's my thoughts on the fight. Like and subscribe the video. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.